When your washer leaks water, the leak could be coming from many different parts in the washer. Some are easy to repair and others are a little harder. If the drain pipe overflows and leaks on the floor, the problem is with the drain pipe and not with the washer. If the leak is from the connection of the hoses to the water valve, check the rubber washers. When any of the fill hoses develop a pinhole leak or a crack, replace both hoses at the same time. If the pressure switch hose comes undone, put it back in place. Set the washer in the spin cycle to drain all the water out before using the machine again. If the leak is from the overflow tube, check for too much detergent, a bad water valve, or a bad pressure switch. When the leak is on top of the transmission coming from the top seal, you will need to replace the top seal with a new one. If the leak is coming from the pump because the seals are bad on the pump, you will need to replace the pump with a new one. When the leaks are coming from any of the hoses, all you have to do is replace the bad hose with a new one. The drain hose is made out of hard plastic and very easily could develop a pinhole or a crack and leak water all over the place. If that's the case, just replace it with a new one. Any metal object that you leave on the pockets of the laundry that you're doing, like nails or screws, can cause a hole on the tank or a crack. You could try using any kind of glue like epoxy to see if you could seal the hole, or you will have to replace it with a new tank. That was a view of all the places that your washer could leak water from. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet. Remove the front panel. Remove the top panel screws. Disconnect the door switch and remove the top panel. Remove the controls panel and let it hang behind the machine by the wires. Remove these 5 screws on the controls panel bracket. Put 2 screws back to hold the headboard in place. Lift the bracket and put it behind the machine and let it hang. Disconnect the 4 damping straps from the drum side. Screw back in the screws so you won't lose them. Remove the agitator and the agitator coupler. This is the way you release the top cover tabs using a spoon. And this is the way you lock them in place. Just push down on them. Mark the drum and the top cover with a magic marker before removing the top cover. Release the tabs all around the drum and remove the top cover. To remove the top, you will need a tool like this, part number TB123A. This is a left-handed thread. You will need to turn it clockwise to remove the hub nut. After removing the hub nut, remove the drum. To remove the split ring, use a screwdriver to spread it a little bit to loosen it up and remove it. Then remove the washer hub. Now you could use a screwdriver to remove the bad top seal or water seal. This seal is supposed to stop the water from leaking from between the transmission post and the tank. Use sandpaper to clean the transmission post area where the top seal will be installed. You need to make sure that it's really clean. Put some grease on the transmission post. Put some grease on the top seal and install it. Make sure that the seal is seated properly or the washer could leak water. Install the washer hub and the split ring. Grab the spin drum and set it inside of the tank. Install the hub nut. Remember that this nut has left-handed threads. Use the TB123A wrench to tighten the hub nut. Check the top cover seal. If it's good, leave it alone. If it's bad, remove it. And install a new one. Use the marks you made before to align the top cover. Then push until all the tabs snap in place. Install the agitator coupler and the agitator. Install the 4 damper straps. Install this panel and the holding screws. Install the controls panel and the pressure switch hose. Set the top panel on top of the washer and connect the door switch. Then install the top panel. Install the front panel, and that's all it is to replacing the top seal.